note, let me introduce Sandesh. Sandesh is our expert today. Sandesh is currently head of digital marketing at Mobile Premier League. Just before that, he was obviously at the head of digital marketing also at Wakefit, which you'll all remember is also where Parashar was from, leading D2C brand, where he was sort of again head of digital marketing at Wakefit, looking primarily on scaling them on marketplaces and on SEO. Um, Sandesh also has phenomenal experience also in the agency side. So he's been on both sides, from a client side as well as the agency side. And from his educational credentials from IIT Roorkee. So very, sound sort of thought process driven expert. And when I spoke to him, normally when I look at advertising, we get a lot of agency folks sort of trying to sort of teach us, okay, can we do this? But when you get a brand side, sort of cover that for your brand, what side, what has worked for Wakefit, how do you think about marketplace from an agency, from a brand perspective? I think Sandesh would sort of do a great job, and which is why we're sort of getting him back on expert for session 2. So if you can just put a round of hands together, and I want to take more time, so we will clap. And Sandesh, welcome to expert. It is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Sharad. Yeah, I think looking forward for an excitement session today. Yeah, so shall we start, Sharad?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let me just quickly share my screen. Yeah, let me just a moment. This is my new laptop and just facing certain issues. Just give me 1 minute.
We can see your screen, Sandesh. Huh? You can see it.
Yeah. I'm just Actually, this system is new, so I'm just facing some issues. Yeah, I'm not good. Okay. Yeah, can you guys see my screen?
Yep, we can see it. You'll have to just move to presenter view or slide.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. I hope. Yeah, sorry for the initial glitch. Okay. So yeah, I think majorly I would like to talk about few things on marketplaces that I figured out how to crack. Media planning is not very simple when it comes to marketplaces. I would like to start. I think I've gone through your feedback as well that you provided to expert team, that what you are doing currently and what you're facing currently with respect to all this. Let me just, I think, start with this slide because when I've gone through the feedback that you guys have shared, I think most of you just mentioned that we are not very sure how exactly I'm doing the media planning. I'm working with agency, putting some money with respect to my revenue. So those were the comments. So I thought let's put this, that if you're doing media planning randomly on Amazon, Flipkart, then please stop, because there is a way that you can define it properly. Again, before jumping into that, I would also like to try to share that what exactly I think Soumya was sharing this, that it is not very straightforward. So I've just tried to summarize this, saying that okay, what is available, what is not available on marketplaces and on Google. And in most of the important things, you will find that there is a no, right? That and again, there is a limitation. For example, demand again through proxies, ad copies, very limited scope. Time scheduling you cannot do, advanced bidding you cannot do, location targeting is not there, keyword yes it is there, audience yes it is there but limited, and demographics again no. So then the questions will come, why I should do, right? If there is nothing, then I should just focus on my Google and Facebook ads. But then I think the key thing is that the audience, your demand, and that is there, right? So if still it is there, then you still want to focus on getting or spending some money to get that traction or to get that business growth for your own business. So that's the main thing. I think so in this session at the end you will still have a few questions, or you might feel that still not be able to provide that in-depth understanding. But two things I guarantee that you will understand, that one is how I can figure out the demand, and that can help me actually doing a proper media planning for my system. And second is there are some key reports which are available. I understand that I'm also going to cover about few things on the campaign side, which most of you might know that okay, there are keywords, there is in targeting. So I'll just try to briefly cover those points just for the other people who are in the cohort. A good amount of time we are going to spend on the reporting side, because there, with respect to Pi, with respect to Flipkart Brand Insight report, again you can do you know you can manage or you can do a better media planning or better media mix, and try to focus or optimize your budget in a way that you can get a better growth or better outcome from your campaigns. So these are the two things which I think I would like to address, and you can take it from this session. So let's quickly start. Okay. Yeah. So first thing is demand estimation, right? And here I believe that most of the folks, again, if you're working with agency, I'm not again very sure whether these guys are helping you out in understanding that, how I can estimate my demand on marketplace, how I can understand, okay, what market size is available currently for my product or for my category, right? Few things which comes very handy. And even when I have started my journey on marketplaces, right, I was also facing the same struggle that, how I can say, because on Google, I can understand, okay, these are the search volumes. Okay. And, I can figure it out, the impressions, the clicks and everything, the entire funnel. Right. But when it comes to marketplace, I don't have that data. How I can, get this data that, okay, what is the search volume for a certain category, or is there a way I can figure it out? Okay, this competitor is selling this much. This is getting these many reviews. Is there a way I can figure it out how many product he is selling in a day, right, or in a month? So I think with all that research, a few models that I worked upon, a few framework that I worked upon, I would like to share with all of you guys. One with respect to search volume. So now, yes, we have certain tools which can provide you a approximate understanding about the searches that are happening on the marketplaces. I have mentioned few tools which I have personally used. They are SimilarWeb, Ahref, even Pi, your own Pi report. This is a proprietary tool from Amazon, Amazon Pi, that can also help you in understanding that, oh, okay, what kind of searches are happening currently on Amazon. And then there is a Celix. So again, all are the tools which will provide you certain proxies. It won't tell you that, okay, this is the exact searches, and you have to do some kind of a calibration on these numbers to understand, okay, where I am and how to start. Okay, so I have mentioned few examples also about the tools and everything, and I would like to just share a very small working activity that, okay, how you can define and what you will get in all these tools, right? Let me just okay. Can you see the Excel, the spreadsheet? Yeah. Okay. Great. So let's say there is a product A, right? And on Google search, you can get this search volume that, okay, the search volume of that particular product is less, let's say 1 lakh, right? When it comes to let's say if you're using Ahref, let's just use one example. So Ahref will provide you the searches for Google, as well as Ahref will provide you the searches for, let's say, your Amazon as well. Okay, and you can put the location targeting as well. If you're selling only in India, you can put India and it will provide you searches. Let's say Ahref Google will give you that the demand of this particular product is 80,000. Okay, and let's say Ahref Amazon will tell you that this demand is right now, let's say 30,000. Okay, so this is one data. Now let's say go to SimilarWeb, and let's say SimilarWeb is giving you something like SimilarWeb Google. My weird. Okay, is giving you, let's say, a demand of 70,000 on Google, and let's say SW on Amazon will give you a demand of, let's say, 20, let's say 40,000 types. Okay, so these are the few numbers that you will get right now. In order to understand that, okay, whether this number is correct, you have to first realize that Google number is the main number that you can trust, right? And all these numbers that you can do a back calculation. So here, if you can see, Ahref is reporting you 80% of the Google searches, right? So what you are seeing on Amazon, which is 30,000, you can again put a factor saying that, okay, this is more. Basically, if you can go back and understand, okay, how many people are searching, you need to put that factor of 80 by 100 to, 100 by 80 to figure out the right searches on the Amazon. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that 30,000 is not the right search. If you need to do it, then you need to factor this, that, okay, Google is, Ahref is already under reporting the number for Google. So it will also under report the number for your Amazon. right? So ultimately, then you can put your 1,000 into 1,000 and divide by 80 to get the right search volume for your, this thing, and that is close to your 37,500, right? So this is one way. Similarly, you can do the triangulation on similar web and finally put some kind of a averaging or weighted average and understand, okay, this is my actual demand for this particular product category A. So this is one way to understand. For all your hero categories, for all your hero keywords, I would suggest just go back, even if you're working with an agency, ask them to do this exercise. That will give you some understanding that where you are with respect to the market sizing, right? So let's say if you're putting, and this will give you an answer as well that, okay, whether if I'm putting 1 lakh in a day or 10 lakh in a day, what budget is sufficient right now on marketplaces? Because this is one thing that I have personally faced is if I'm putting certain budget, and the budget is getting consumed very quickly. And again, you cannot time schedule it. So you need to again go back. Again, this is one of the feedback I've seen in the form as well, that people are saying that, do I need to add money as soon as it is getting exhausted? So the answer will come from here that, okay, what is the max budget I can put, right? And this will primarily help you in understanding, okay, if I need to scale a lot, then this is the budget which can go on Amazon, right? So this is one thing. Second way of doing it is that so this is basically from the demand side. Second thing, you can say that from the outcome, like, how many product people are selling on currently in my category, like all the competitors who are selling, what is their overall count, if I can get it in some way, so that I can understand where am I. Okay, so
Sandesh,
so
I had a
this,
question.
yeah.
I had a question with regards to these numbers that you put. So these are Google ka proxy search trend numbers. Google, Ahrefs, Google proxy search trend numbers, right?
Right.
That doesn't
No,
necessarily.
so Google Keyword Planner will give you the exact, okay, because it's the proprietary tool for them. So obviously you will get the exact understanding of that.
Right.
These all are basically works on certain, bots or certain kind of, APIs with which they will pull the data from Keyword Planner, right? And hence there will always be some, differences or underreporting when you're relying on all these different tools.
Right. So my question here is, this is an estimation, this is a trend line basically of what is the, I mean, if it's trending up, which means the demand for that product is going to go up. The question is, each category might have a different conversion ratio. So let us say,
Right.
for the sake of this discussion, 100,000 is the actual number of people who searched on Google for a particular product. Let's say ice cream. Now, how do you estimate for each category what percentage of these searches will actually be buying? I mean, that's when you get a good sense of the demand, right?
When you're saying category, what does that mean?
No. So, okay. Okay, I'll rephrase my question. So let
Right.
us assume for a minute that Google ka this 1 lakh ka number is the number of actual people who searched for ice
Right.
creams in a particular month.
Right.
Now,
Now,
out
how
of
many
it,
of
how many
out
of
of,
those will end up buying? So there is a conversion
yeah,
factor, right? So,
right,
and
it
that
will come.
conversion factor will depend on the industry. Is there a
Yes,
way
yes,
to sort
yes.
of correlate this search trend number to an actual demand? I mean, that's the question. If there is an answer to it.
There is. No, I think it's a very valid question. Again, see, conversion percentage depend. Again, I was talking in my breakout room with Diksha as well. Whatever you are seeing on your D2C website, right? You might see a higher conversion percentage on Amazon because of the multiple reasons, right? One is it's already a trusted platform, right? So there is no issue, something like that. I should buy or I should not.
Yeah.
The platform is also well established in terms of so there is, again, you don't need to do any kind of a hand holding to your customer. They know how to search, they know how to add to cart, buy now. So they understand the Amazon platform very well, right? So there are and again, let's say if you put your product or if you put your category in a very well thought format, right, that, okay, I have decent reviews, decent ratings, my pricing is correct, in this category the discounts are also fine, right? And when obviously when a person is on marketplace, he will look all those things, right? It's just not look your product, right? And that's why the conversion will go high, because of all these 3-4 parameters, right, compared to your own D2C. Because when a person is coming on your own D2C website, there are multiple challenges, right? Whether the speed is fine, whether the journey is fine, there are no hiccups basically, with respect to add to cart, buy now, with respect to the visibility of your product, visibility of your category, right?
Right.
And so basically when it comes to conversion percentage, you have some rough idea about your own data as well, right? So I know that, okay, 2% is my category conversion on this, right? You can definitely assume something like, 3% or definitely 1.5 or 2x, right, of that category conversion percentage on your Amazon. Okay, so that is one thing. Obviously, you can do that calculation and understand, okay, if this is the demand, you can create that entire funnel, and this is how a marketer works, right? So I know that, okay, this is my searches. So it is again not directly conversion, right? From searches, you will have click. So you need to put a CTR, right? And CTR again depend, what kind of ads you are showing. Is it on category keywords? Is it on SN based keyword, or is it on, display? And accordingly, you have to factor that industry benchmark for your CTRs, right? Once that CTR you're putting, you will get the clicks, and on that click you can put your conversion percentage. And the key point over the conversion percentage is that you have some rough idea. Even if you don't have some rough idea, you will get the industry category conversion percentage from your category manager as well on Flipkart and on an Amazon, right? You can get those numbers from them. They might give you on impression level, they might give you on product page views level, right? So you can ask them very specifically that this conversion is on impression, or is this conversion on your product page view? And then if it is on product page view, then you have to work on click, because product page view is very much similar to your click, right? And then put that in, and then understand, okay, how much final number of items that you can get from this thing.
Got it.
Right. So this is a funnel. Anyways, you have to do it. And that can again help you in understanding that, okay, how I can put the spends, because once you got the click or impression, with the help of CPM, CPC, you can definitely get that, okay, this is the defined budget for me, right? But I'm just telling you that so currently the understanding that can I get the searches on Amazon, that itself is not there. Right. So yeah, so this is first. Now the second part that I talked about is understanding what my competitor is doing, right? And how many orders they are generating, let's say in a month, right? So there is one factor, which is your review rate. Okay. That you can use. Generally, the review rate are in the range of 5% for doing this calculation. When I'm saying review rate, what does basically means is, let's say if your competitor is having 500 reviews in a month, right? You can just say that out of the entire products that the customer has, that the competitor has sold, only 5% of the people has given that kind of a review, right? Now, this is not like a very, say that, this is a very hard number, I have to just fix on 5%, but basis the understanding, generally this number varies from 2 to 5%. Max to max, it can go to 10% if the competitor is doing very great job in terms of getting the reviews. Like he's very much following up. There is a hardcore customer sales team which is sitting and calling these users and getting the reviews. So with this 5%, you can at least understand that how many of the products are getting sold by the customer. So if I'm just dividing this with 5%, I can understand that, okay, this customer is this competitor is majorly selling somewhere around 10,000 products in a month. Okay, now this 500 number, you have to do a manual thing, because Amazon will not give you that how many reviews this person is brand is getting in a month directly from the dashboard. So rating you will get, but for the reviews, you have to go back to the review, count it manually that, okay, how many reviews they're getting. And this is one-time exercise that you have to do. Either you can do it, you can ask your agency to do it, or you can hire an intern for doing that. But it's a very important exercise to understand, okay, where are the different competitors and how much they are selling, how much reviews they are generating. This can give you the market size with respect to your number of orders that are currently being sold on Amazon or on Flipkart, the total size, right? And then you can understand, okay, I am selling, let's say, just 500 orders. So yes, there is a lot of upscale which is present on marketplace. So I generally use these two kind of a calibration to understand the demand side and the current market size on the marketplace, and then doing all my calculation basis these two things. So I'll take a pause over here. I understand you might have more questions. Happy to answer anything.
Hi, Sandesh. This is Rohit from Organic Tatva.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm traveling, so I could not start my video.
That's
but
okay.
Just wanted to understand, how did you get this 5%? I mean, can Amazon share this 5% with you, or this is like your assumption, or how does it?
So generally, industry benchmark lies in the range of around 2 to 5%. I have taken a higher range. But yes, you can check with your category manager that what is the conversion, the review rate percentage for this category. But it typically lies in this range only, between 2 to 5%. And you need to do certain kind of a calibration to understand that whether should I take lower, higher, because once you will find some number, and let's say you're already doing higher than that. then you will again see that, okay, this number is not making sense, right? So the range is between 2 to 5%.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, can you define review rate?
So
Once
review
again,
rate,
what's a review rate?
right. So let's say 1,000 of the customers have bought any product with any one of the brand. Out of that, how many people are giving the reviews? And it is different from ratings. Please don't confuse with rating. I'm just talking about the reviews. Rating can be higher, but we have to focus on the review part, that how many reviews I'm getting on my product. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes, thanks.
Hello, Sandesh. Sandesh, this is Manjunath here from Happy Hands. So what I understand is for every 1,000 products sold, you mean to say 5% of the people end up reviewing the product. Is that what is the understanding?
Yes.
So between 2 to
yes,
5%.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
yes.
Thanks.
So if you're not doing a very, heavy, some kind of activity which can give you a very high number of reviews. For example, sometimes people, put their, customer support team, right, to call this person quite regularly to get the review, right? If it is a very normal process, then in the range of 2 to 5%, which is primarily from the Amazon side, because Amazon also provide you whenever you are purchasing anything, it will send you an email, it will send you a push notification, and from that organic activity only you can get somewhere around 2 to 5%. If you're doing anything inorganically on top of it, then this percent will go higher. And then we have to use our mind that, okay, how exactly that percentage will be basically.
Got it.
There's one follow-up question again, Rohit.
Yeah, Rohit, if you don't mind, can we just follow the queue, because I just want to make sure everyone gets a chance to ask questions.
Sure. No issue.
Yeah. But if you want to put it in chat, we can also put it on chat. There are 4 more questions. Sandesh, do you have 4 questions? You want to cover that, or you want to go on with your session because you want to cover a lot of slides? Are you taking the question now?
Yeah, I think it's better. I think quickly we can do it in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, Soumya and then Rachit. Yeah.
I have a very, very quick question. Since on marketplaces, technically you can't reach out for reviews, and you just said that some companies are following up aggressively, reaching out to the customers who bought. So that is technically not you're not allowed to do that, right? So how do you sort of build that 5% rate without actually having someone from your team call, because they don't share the data if you're an FBA?
Right. That's a valid question. So if it is not there, then again, I think it's difficult to get that kind of a rating and review. People who are not on FBA, I think they are getting the email ID and phone numbers, and who are maintaining their own logistic. They can get it from Amazon and Flipkart. But for FBA, it is not possible. And then you can rely primarily on that 2 to 5% range.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, hi. So I'm just repeating what you said. I just want to know whether my understanding is correct or not. For example, sunscreen. Okay. Now there are 2 parts to figure out to estimate the size. One is the demand side. We figure out the searches on Google, and then on Amazon through SimilarWeb, etc. Try to come at a certain, searches, and then apply some CTR, CVRs, and finally conversion, say a 2%, 2.5%, and figure out a demand side estimate. Now, from a supply side estimate, when you search sunscreen on Amazon or say Flipkart, there are a lot of top sellers. There might be certain top sellers because it's not possible, humanly possible, to keep a track of 100 products, right? So I go with say a first page results, say 20 products, top 20 products, and keep a track of delta ratings, delta reviews, right? On Amazon, you said 5%. On Flipkart, it would be little more, say 8% or 10%, right? Mota wahan se andaza laga ke we see that for top 20 products. Now the challenge is, some top sellers who were selling till last month, or because of out of stock, or because of some operational issues, those might not be covered. So it's better to take like 70% of this number, or how do we actually figure out the category size by just analyzing the first page results? Just multiply it by 2 or something?
No. I think see, the top 20 is generally a 90%, and that is what I've seen. Yeah, right. And I believe that if you're focusing on top 20, then you're covering the market size, because long tail is definitely not going to help you, right? And I think whatever you're doing, then this is correct. If you're focusing on your top 10, top 20, if there are certain cases of out of stock, just check the frequency of those ones, right? And then try to again factor that number. Generally, that out of stock won't happen for a longer time. It won't be there for, a month or so. It's just a matter of, 7 days or 8 days, and then they will again come back. And ultimately, because users again have that, intent that, okay, I would like to take a product from only this brand, right? So they will wait also, right? And the moment they're again coming back into the system, you can see a higher number of order placement for that product, right? So ultimately, it is getting average out, even if the product is out of stock for certain duration, right?
So basically, triangulation will happen for demand and supply both. One last question: is there a way to automate this? Do you know of any crawling tools which can do this for us? It's a very manual activity.
There are. So there are certain companies which are helping people, like they are just a tech companies basically who are building those crawling activities. I can help you out offline if you want any help on
Sure,
that.
because Amazon blocks a lot of crawlers.
They
So
blocks.
that is why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to check with you. Sure.
Yes,
Thanks.
there are.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cool. Let me get back to the session again. Okay. Cool. So yeah, once this is cool. Quickly, just covering the targeting that are available on marketplaces. We have keywords. It's always suggested, or the best practice that again I have seen different kind of campaigns for different kind of brands. Generally, it's a mix. It's a khichdi, right? That you are putting your brand, non-brand together. It's always advisable. Put your brand keywords separately with your non-brand keywords. If your brand is not very strong, that also is fine. Even if you're spending just 100 rupees in a day, you will find a very different data for your brand keywords compared to non-brand keywords, and brand keywords will always be giving you higher CVRs, higher CTRs, and everything compared to non-brand. Again, in non-brand, take an approach of dividing your keyword categories in three parts: high intent, low intent, medium intent, and then try to put the budget accordingly. I'll try to come back again on this thing when I'm going to cover a media planning strategy for with you guys. But this is just a one thing that I would just suggest, that if you're putting everything in one common ad set, don't do that. Please create separate campaign, create separate bids, budget, everything for your brand versus non-brand. That should be the first key. Then again, prepare a list of your ASINs. Again, your own ASINs, your competitor ASINs, because that can also help you in getting a good traction when you're showing your ad. And if you have a better USP and better product, better price, and if you're putting that ad on your competitor ASIN, you have a very high chance that you are able to sell your product, because that is all about creating the visibility, and then just showing that I have a better product compared to any other competitor in the market. Or with respect to audience targeting, there are two ways. One is retargeting, second is new. Again, check the highly engaged users from the Pi tool. This is available. I'll again cover in detail when we are going with the Pi reports, that how you can figure it out your high engaged audience from the Pi tool for the new user segment. Retargeting is again very important, because if you're spending a decent amount on marketplaces, if the people are not converting, please try to put or allocate somewhere around 10 to 20% of your budget to retarget those users again, and then measure their performance separately. Very, very important fifth point: create a list of your negative keywords and ASINs. Most of the brands avoid this thing, or it can be by ignorance or any other factor. But if you're adding your negative keywords properly in your campaign, there is a good amount of cost cutting that you can do, or cost saving, I would say, on those keywords where the money is just going, but you're not getting the conversion. So creating that list and the ASIN list as well is again very, very important. So let me cover the first three things before media planning, then we can just take few more questions. Quickly on type of campaigns, just for people who are not very aware about the Amazon ecosystem. On Amazon, there are three things that you can do: sponsored product ads, sponsored brand and video ads. Video ad is, I think, launched some 4-5 months back or some 6 months back. And I have a decent, case study over there as well, that whether you should do sponsored brand versus sponsored video. And the third one is your product display ads. In product display ads, basically, this is where you can do a retargeting as well as the new audience, and try to capture the people who have not converted from the first set of campaigns. In Flipkart, you will majorly get product listing ad. Product contextual ad is again very new, but very promising. The key factor for the PCA ad is that there is a keyword targeting which is not available in the PLA. And with that keyword targeting, we are seeing a very good results from the PCA ads. I'll again cover when I'm going to discuss all these ads in detail in my coming slides. So yeah, I think I'm not now going to start, I think all these sponsor product and all these different kind of product ads in detail. Before that, any questions we can again discuss for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, Sneha has a question. Sneha, you want to ask? And
Yeah,
then
hi.
maybe one, two questions.
Hi. Hi, Sandesh. I just had a question. I had two questions actually. So one is that what about, when you say reviews, what about people who are doing dummy reviews? I know so many people who just pay to basically get the reviews.
Paid in the sense either they are paying to the customer to get the reviews?
No, like for example, I have 20 people in my organization and I just get my organization people only to order it and we
No,
send
that
dummy
is
products.
not allowed. No. Amazon, it is not allowed. Amazon has this policy that if you have purchased a product, then only you can review, because it will align that, review with your product. So Amazon, Flipkart, they don't have this policy as such. And if there is no way basically now, because previously people were able to do that. Okay, I can review and go and rating. Right now, only those who have bought that product, they are only eligible to do the review and rating on Amazon and Flipkart.
Right. And my second question is, when you said that my competitor can put their ad on my ASIN, right? So that's actually, I've been experiencing it. Every time you search for my brand product, the first banner that I see is my competitors. And I
Right.
mean, there is no way to control that.
So see, only way to control it that you are now putting ad on your own ASINs as well.
Right. But
Okay.
so basically, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
then
the
you are
only,
getting
okay.
that real estate, right? So for example, this is your product page. Let's say on top banner, right? So there is this ad which will come on just on the top of the PDP page and sometime
Right.
on the side, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just see where the competitor is very aggressive. Try to capture that page. Again, I'll tell you during what duration you can do that, right? It's not like that you have to do it for the entire day, right? So there is always a high demand in the morning and the evening time. You can check
Okay.
that from your seller central thing. There is a very high peak, and then there are some downside, and then there is again a high peak at the night. So try to capture that real estate primarily in those duration where the demand itself is very high, so that you're not losing on your impression, you're not losing on your customers when they're looking for your product.
Okay, got it.
So that is the
But
only way. Yeah.
so basically Amazon doesn't deter anybody to kind of put in
No.
somebody else's.
No.
Okay.
It
Thanks.
won't. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Last
Yeah,
question,
Ravi?
if anyone wants to ask. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ravi.
Yeah. Hi. So basically, I am into supplement category, which some brands are doing. There are so many groups. Even I am also a member of around 30-40 groups, WhatsApp group, in which they are for one. Let's say my product cost is 300, so they are paying 500 plus free product, and then that way they are getting reviews, and that is verified reviews, and that brand is having big budget, and in like a small brand, we don't have that such budget. So how we can deal with that issue? Because if we want to for one review, we need to spend around 1000 rupees for 300 product.
Okay. No, I think a very valid question. For the early brand, yes, it is difficult, but I would suggest that Ravi, you need to understand that where is the break even is coming. Whatever spend you can do initially, right, to get those reviews. I'll tell you again, I am not covering this piece in this session because that is a part of the organic growth kind of a thing. But what I have seen personally, that the moment you're hitting, let's say 100 reviews, the moment and there are all these different, numbers that, or basically the key numbers that you're hitting, right? The conversion percentage will grow incrementally, like very exponentially, once you're hitting that, benchmark, or that, the right key numbers on the reviews part, right? So when I've seen that the first 100 review we have achieved, the demand for that, or basically the conversion percent for that product has just grown by 2x. Okay, so the next set of 200 will come at a lower cost, the reviews part, and this is like a proven concept in the review segment, right? So the initially you have to spend some amount, right? Even if you're not able to do a break even over there, do that, because that is the main thing on marketplace, right? After hitting that parameter of 100, 200, 500, right? You yourself will see that, then you're not putting a lot of effort or a lot of money. And let's say after 2 months or 3 months of that effort, you are being profitable even after, spending some amount of money for getting the reviews. But the best part is that, let's say right now you are at 1% conversion percentage. After getting 500 reviews, your conversion percentage will definitely move to 5% without making any change, with just that initial investment of getting that reviews.
Got it.
So prepare that funnel, prepare that entire trend, right? Basically that entire model or framework that, okay, month one, I am here, month two, I am here, month three, I am here, I'm putting, X money, Y money, Z money. From month four, right? If I'm spending or reducing that money, where I am with respect to my conversion percentage, with respect to my sales and the investment that I have done. And again, that is, how the marketers will do, right? That, okay, for getting that LTV by CAC and all those things, which is that payback month I can get all my, payback for those investment that I have done, basically. Yeah.
Got it.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, resuming slide again. Fine. So I think quickly covering how you can plan your sponsored product, the structure and everything. So create different campaigns again for your keywords and ASINs. Don't, and I'm saying about different campaigns, not about different ad groups. Again, please ask your agency, check your campaign structure. Why this is important? Because if you are again mixing everything, your budget optimization is at campaign level, right? There are very high chances that certain ASINs or certain keywords will consume all of your budget, and you might not be able to spend any of your budget on the low search volume, which can be again high conversion. So there's always this thing that there is a high search volume keyword which can give you high conversions. There is a high search volume keyword which can give you low conversion, and then there is a low search volume keyword which can give you again high conversion. So if you're putting everything in one, the chances of spending on the low search volume keyword which can give you high conversion is just no, it won't happen if everything is in just one campaign. So try to create different things. Start with your manual targeting first, because Amazon will provide you this auto targeting options as well. But I won't suggest to any of your new brands or even brand who are at the growth journey to start with auto targeting, because it's a lot of money waste over there. It will try to learn on its own. And if you are a very new brand, you again don't have that appetite to put a lot of money in starting. And it will again take its own sweet time to get those and to provide that learning to that system back. So it's always advisable, if the budgets are limited, go with manual targeting. Yes, you need to spend some time, but that is the thing that you are building. If your fundamentals and building blocks are correct, again, you can do a lot of things on top of it. With respect to keyword type, again, start with phrase and exact. Please again go back, check with your agency, with your internal team, what kind of keyword type they're using. Because if you're doing a broad match type, you won't get again the very good results and the right results, because in broad it will try to add that or match that keyword with multiple things, not just with your high intent or the key intent keywords. So phrase exact should be fine, because this will give you a decent understanding about the quality and everything, and then you can build on top of it. And again, as I talked, you should have different ad groups for different set of keywords inside. Let's say I'm just giving an example of mattress, right? So when I started my campaign, I have 4 or 5 ad sets primarily, or ad groups in one campaign, which can be a different theme based. So for example, if there is a queen size mattress, there is a separate ad group. If there is a king size mattress, there is a separate ad group. For ortho mattress, there is a separate ad group, right? For my case, my ortho campaign itself is very different, because for Wakefit, for example, our hero product is ortho mattress, right? And inside ortho mattress, we have this ortho mattress, ortho king mattress, ortho queen mattress, and then we have a separate ad group which can just talk about mattress, and inside that we are covering king mattress, queen mattress, and all those things. So again, think from that perspective, that okay, what are the key important categories for you. Try to, because your budget allocation there is very important. You cannot just put everything in one and just put the budget and ask Amazon to help you out in getting the sales. So define that, put those keywords which are important on top, allocate the budget, and then it will be a success for you. With respect to bid, again, very important element, because when you're doing a bidding, always when you're starting for your BAU campaigns, which is business as usual, just go with down bidding first. It will provide you down, and I think high, and I think up and down. So start only with down first. What does down basically means? That okay, if there is a max cap of 10 rupees, I don't want to spend anything more than that, and I just want to spend anything somewhere around 80% of those 10 rupees. So that can again help you in controlling your spends and getting you the the right set of clicks at a decent optimal cost. When there is a sale, when there is any kind of a sale on the marketplaces, when the demand is again, you can expect a higher demand on those. Go with up and down. What does up and down basically means? That if my bid is at 10, I am ready to pay 10% higher, and I'm also ready to pay 10% lower. So this up and down will help you in getting the additional incremental searches, or sorry, the incremental impression and clicks for the kind of keywords that you are bidding for. And again, as I mentioned in my back slides as well, that negative list is again very important. So keep on adding on. If the spends are not very high, then put a weekly check on the negative keywords and ASINs. The spends are high, please do it on a daily basis. And this will definitely help you in getting removing those keywords which are not helping you in getting the conversions. Let me cover the Amazon part first, and then we will take the questions over here. In the meantime, you can just note it down, and then I'll try to answer as much as I can. These are just some examples for the ads that you can see. Just try to cover for the people who are very new, that how the ads will look like. Right. So the first screen is primarily for the sponsored product. This is in the top. Even you can see the sponsored product ads even on the product listing page at the bottom part. Product related to this item, and this is how the ad will come. You will see a sponsored thing written just on the top of the brand name. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to sponsored brand video, so yeah, there are two types of campaigns that you can run, primarily for getting the awareness part, right? So here you might not be able to get the so quality you will get, but you cannot expect that, okay, you can get a very high conversion rate from these kind of a campaign, because the previous one, which is the sponsored product, is primarily on the keyword side. And those are people who are already bottom of the funnel and looking for those kind of a keyword. Here, you can again control that, searches with respect to keyword and all, but here you are trying to create your brand persona, saying that, okay, I have this brand, I these are the main key USPs and everything, and then try to capture those kind of a user further by retargeting, or let's say if they're coming back to Amazon and then searching about your brand keywords, capture through the sponsored brand. So that is a funnel that you need to define, right? But this is again very important to create that awareness in the market. Otherwise, it's very difficult just to play on the keyword or the sponsored product kind of a ad. So in the sponsored brand and video, this is primarily top banner on the category page. For brand awareness, you can use this for the target competitor keywords as well as the products to just create awareness. A lot of brands are doing this just to say that, okay, yes, even we have a very similar product and better USP and better pricing. I think we have done this experiment internally with respect to the sponsored brand and video. I would just like to share a few results on the sponsored brand and video side of that. So with respect to the CTRs, we have seen higher CTRs for the sponsored brand video, both for your branded keywords as well as for your generic keywords. Even for the ROAS and ECOS side, that the overall data was looking promising for the sponsored brand video. Now the difference primarily over here is, I will try to show you rather than talk about it. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So in sponsored brand, you will just have a, on the top of your category page, you will just find these kind of a banners, which will talk about the brand name and some key, products that you can showcase. Whereas when it comes to a sponsored brand video, it generally comes after first or second line of the category listings. And there is a video which will play. You can either show your, DIY kind of a thing, or your USP, or anything which is very important with respect to brand in that video. Generally, this video will be on mute, so it's always advisable to keep some subtitles so that people will know what is actually happening over there. But yes, there is an option that people can unmute. So if there is something very exciting, then they can go and that they can unmute. And in the right hand side, you will also so when this will play, you can also showcase your product on the right hand side of that sponsored brand video. So generally, we have seen very higher ACOS and the CTR for this kind of a video, because again, video is the key. I believe you guys are also attending other sessions of growth marketing and performance marketing. There also people will talk about video, and even on Amazon, this is proving that the sponsored video brand video ads are performing better compared to your static sponsored brand video ads. Uh, yeah, the last piece I think is just the product display ads. This can be used for retargeting, cross selling, and optimizing. You can optimize your campaign on page views, purchase, and similar audiences as well. But yeah, I think you can primarily use this if you have ample of budget. Retargeting, I would still suggest you should do. But for other things, cross selling and all those things, please see if you have a decent budget, then you should go, because you might not get a direct results from all these activities, but you can get a decent audience which you can again retarget. So use the other part of product display very consciously, understanding that okay, whether should I and again do it as an experiment, understand the result. If it is not helping you out, then maybe you can pause those and try something new with all these different set of audiences. And I think, yeah, generally these are the two ad sets you will see. One is on the top banner. On any product page, you will find a ticker which will talk about your competition brand. And another way is over here on the right hand side, you will find a banner ad which can again show few things about your competitor. So before moving to, yeah, so this is just an Excel, but yeah, I think now I can take few questions.
Yeah, so I think we have Sainath to ask a question.
Yeah,
Neha,
yeah.
and then Anish.
Hi, Sandesh. So I run a brand called Hivad, which is a men's grooming section. So I have two questions. Firstly, how useful is Helium 10 as a software to really determine the demand side and the market size on a marketplace? And second one is, as everyone mentioned, like we are running ads on Amazon through our agency. And what we see is in the end of the day, the conversion really happens only based on reviews, how many reviews you have. And as a lot of participants have mentioned, that these reviews are a lot of dummy reviews where people have paid to get these reviews, right? Like there are agencies that you can pay them and they get people to put reviews. So in the end of the day, the whole effort gets diluted. So how can we really grow? And lastly, as an expensive brand, so our price points are above 500. So how do we really, make use of ads so that we convert better?
Got it. First question, I'm not very clear. Are you talking about any tool to get the market sizing and demanding?
Yeah, like Helium 10.
Okay. Helium 10. Yeah, I think that is also a great tool. I heard about it, but we have not used it. We have used Select for the same. I think it also serves the same purpose.
Okay.
You can take a trial period with that Helium 10. I would also suggest do it manually the way I am suggesting, and what kind of differences you are seeing. Okay. And basis that yeah, again, there are multiple tools in the market, but I would suggest take the trial for all those tools. Do this exercise, what I am suggesting, because that will give you certain benchmark understanding, because this is something you're doing manually, right?
Got it.
Do that activity once and then compare it. If you're finding the results in 90% alignment, then maybe you can go with that tool. We have used Select and we were fine with that. We have started doing that manually, and then we have shifted to Select, and then we have shifted to a different. Basically, we try to create that in-house only.
Okay.
So that also can be done basically.
Got it.
Yeah.
And
second question was about. Can you just come back again
so
on that?
the second question was that even though we are running ads, like you said, the sponsored ads, we are running product ads, we're running video ads.
Right.
The effort fails as soon as they see reviews. For as a new brand,
right?
It's very difficult to build these reviews. And we, as a participant mentioned, that there are several agencies who say, we are going to get you 100 reviews. You pay 500 rupees per person, and they buy the product. They will then, the product goes for free. You pay them 500. They leave a review, and after 5-10 days, the review gets posted, and that's how they build it. Now we have refrained from doing that because it doesn't really give a right perspective to customers. But nonetheless, without reviews, you're not able to really, get that visibility even with ads.
I agree. See, I think you have to do a little bit of inorganic things to get those reviews, at least to a certain level that you are at least competing with let's say a top 20 competitors. Okay. Otherwise, it is way difficult. Even your Amazon ads won't be able to help you, right? See, there are two ways of looking into it, right? I have seen a lot of challenges with respect to the structure as well, right? So let's say you are a very good, decent brand name in the market, right? And let's say people are searching for your brand name on Amazon, right? With a very poor structure. When I've talked about a poor structure, which means that your brand keywords as well as your non-brand keywords are in the same ad group or in the same campaign, right?
Okay.
So a lot of whatever, let's say if you're putting, let's say 1,000 rupees per day, and if you have both these keywords in just only one ad group, right? The chances that it will going to spend higher money will always be on the category keyword if you are a very new brand, if the searches are very limited. Okay. So try to capture the demand primarily on the high intent keyword first, because there is a very high chance that a person who knows about your brand, who is coming to Amazon, who is searching, but just not getting you because of all the big players who are showing the ads. Okay, organically. So just try to put that money over there. Try to get that user or the buyer from those kind of a keyword, because the moment that person is buying your product, right, the chances are again very high when Amazon will do a organic push for the review and rating. And if he's a happy customer, he will definitely give you a review and rating.
Got it.
Okay. So again, this is a hack, which again we have tried in lot of, like I have personally tried in lot of brands, and have seen a decent success growth for the reviews and rating without spending a lot.
Okay. And lastly, was the being an expensive brand, how do you really scale up?
How do you expensive? Basically, I think.
Like for example, if let's say my competitor Nivea has to sell a face wash for 100 rupees, we are selling it at 600 rupees, right? With lower reviews. So how do you really, make use of these ads?
So again, I just talked about sponsored video, right? Sponsored brand video thing, right? So you should again focus that what are the key USPs about your product. Again, you can again go and talk about that. Okay, if your product is expensive, what a user can expect by paying that 100 rupees more, right? And that video is a very good channel, because there you have some 10 to 15 second kind of a duration where you can talk about it, right? Rather than because it's all user always try to consume the video part, right? So if you're putting your narrative in a very short and crisp manner over there and telling this that okay, what is the worth of paying that 100 rupees, the chances that okay, user will come and buy it's again very high, even though if you have a lower reviews for the product.
Okay. So I have a question on keyword, but I'll allow others to ask the questions first, and I'll follow up later. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sandesh, there are two more questions. Do you want to take them now?
Yeah, and then I think we can quickly cover the pie reports, because that's the last thing.
Okay, Sneha and then Ayushi.
Hi, Sandesh. So Sandesh, you said, create different campaigns for keywords and ASINs, right? So I have a brand, we sell children's innerwear, so underwear, boxer shorts, all these kind of things, right? So you're saying each campaign needs to have, like, for example, one campaign should only have, like, say, boy underwear. Is that what you mean? Like category wise?
So, okay, again, Sneh, you have to go back and check the demand side, right? So if let's say the innerwear has a higher demand, or let's say the boxer has higher demand, and let's say inside boxer again, you will have a different subcategories of boxers, right? Then create a separate campaign, it's dedicated to boxer only, if that is your hero category. So for example, I'll tell you one case like what we have done in mattress. So you can do a mattress campaign and you can put ortho, foam mattress, king, queen, everything in one.
Right.
Okay. But what we have done, we know that our hero product is ortho mattress.
Right.
Okay. So I have created a separate campaign for ortho, because I would like to put a dedicated budget over there, because I know the moment people are seeing it, the chances that they will buy is again on a higher side.
Right.
Okay. And all the other category, then I've clubbed and combined and put it in separate campaign.
Okay. So you're basically, you created one campaign only for your hero product.
Yes.
And then you created other campaigns for.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is how you can allocate your budget, right? You know that you have just 100 rupees and you would like to maximize your sale, right? And you know that this is my hero product. So I would like to allocate 60% of my budget primarily on that keyword or the category which can assure me a higher sale, right? And then put that 40%, because again, I would like to put that upfront, put that product or category or keyword right in front of the user to understand that, yes, even I'm selling these kind of products as well.
Okay. So if I say have out of, thousands of SKUs, say I have 10 bestsellers, should I put all of those 10 bestsellers together into one campaign?
No. Again, no.
Okay.
Right. So even from those 10, you know that, okay, this is the 50% of the sale is coming from.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Put that higher budget only for that 50% first.
Okay, got it. And my second question is about negative keywords. How do I know what is a negative keyword? Sorry, can you explain?
So when you're doing a keyword-based targeting on Amazon, you will find a search keywords result, which is very similar to your Google ka search keyword report, right?
Okay.
You can understand that, okay, what kind of ACOS you're getting for those kind of keywords. And the one which are on a lower side, you can put those in negative. Again, you will find that certain keywords are very, very irrelevant.
Okay.
So that is the way where you can collect. So you are targeting, let's say, a keyword, and you're getting the search keyword by the user, which is getting mapped with your a keyword, right?
Okay.
In that list of those keywords which are searched by the user, try to figure it out what are the relevant, what are the irrelevant, where the ACOS
Sure.
is higher, and then start
Sure.
putting in the negative side.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just one
Okay,
last
one
question,
more
and then
last question. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
Ayushi, yeah.
You are on mute, Ayushi.
Yes.
Yeah, hi Sandesh.
Hi.
Sandesh, we're in the food and beverage category, and like I wanted to know, ki, let's say if we have we have to manage like a decent amount of budget on ads budget on Amazon, let's say anywhere between 5 to 15 lakhs, or if we look at the number of campaigns, let's say 50 to 100 campaigns. So how should we think about looking at hiring an internal person for the same, and how much bandwidth should be allocated for managing ads for a person?
Okay. See, again, this is not primarily, thing. You have to think not from the bandwidth side. And again, I don't think that, you need 50 to 100 campaign with just that 5 to 10 lakh budget, right? So define the niche segment first, understand, okay, where the majority of your sale is coming, understand the demand and the supply side both, right? Do that things that I've just mentioned in the first two slides, right? And then understand what do you want to do with that budget. Do you just want to focus on the top one or two categories, right? And then just maximize those categories, because if you're going thin, if you're going long tail, you won't see a great results from Amazon, because you're putting just 1,000 rupees budget on each of your campaign. That will not help you in getting the right results, right? Now hiring an internal person, I think it's, if you are having a budget of somewhere around 5 to 10 lakh in a month, a single person can do it dedicatedly, in a single day. And his definite, because again, I believe 10 to 15 campaigns should be okay with that much of budget, and putting a dedicated effort, half day of dedicated effort should be okay. And then half day he can just work on doing the reporting, understanding, that what is the trend, how exactly he would like to do new experiments, to something like that. That should be the right structure if you are having that kind of a budget. And yeah, you
Right.
can maintain with one person.
So one part is like getting the search trends and maybe creating new campaigns for some new launches, etc. And one part is optimizing the existing campaigns.
Yes,
So like,
yes.
what do you think? How frequently should that optimization should happen? One is like events, like whenever we have some events on Amazon, then we have to optimize the campaigns accordingly, increase budgets,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
But
No,
otherwise, how frequently?
for the BAU days, with that kind of a budget, I believe a frequency of twice in a week should be okay, because you need that much time to understand the data to, start coming, and the learnings and everything to be happen. So yeah, that should be a decent, and minimum is weekly once.
Understood. And one more question, like coming back to reviews. So like for our brand, we have noticed that in the last few months, the number of reviews that we are getting on some of our bestseller products have reduced. And but the number of orders that we are getting that are almost on par. So do you have any idea what could be the possible reasons for this?
I would suggest go back to your category manager. Please check with them whether the organic push from the Amazon side, right? If there is any impact over there. If you're not doing anything inorganically, just check with your category manager once about the organic part, and that should be the best way to understand if there is any kind of a gap or leakage over there. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, cool. Let me just quickly cover the other pieces. Fine. I think on Flipkart, you can do PLA, PCA. As I mentioned on PLA, you cannot have a lot of control. It's primarily on your intent-based targeting. PCA has keyword. And again, on PCA, please start with exact match type. You can also optimize your creatives headline copy on PCA to further improve. And I think primarily use different kind of a bidding for different real estate. So if the real estate is on the top, try to bid higher. If the real estate is on a lower side, so it will give you the bidding at where you want to position your ad, right? Top, mid, and bottom. So if you're at the top, and again you can take a call. If you have a limited budget, then go for medium at a lower bid, and that will help you, right? So this is just one experiment that we have done. Primarily on the CTR side, yes, PCA was on a lower side. However, the conversion percentage and the ROAS for the PCA ads are higher. So if you're not doing PCA, just go and try the PCA ads, because primarily of the keyword driven mechanism of the PCA ads. Would just like to show you the difference, how it will look. So your sample PCA ad will look like something what I have in the left. It will give you top picks. The moment you're clicking, it will open a landing page where you can have all of your listings available, the top listings, and then the user can go and search for it. And this is keyword driven. You can see that I have mentioned a keyword named as sofas. And what I was talking about, that you can play with the CTAs, with the the headlines and everything is about this. So instead of top picks, you can mention something very clickbaity, which can help you in getting higher clicks. And then obviously, if the product is quite good and the pricings are good, the moment the user is landing on the landing page, the chances again that he will buy is again on a higher side. For the PLA ad, you can see a sample on my right hand side, where it will just come like a listing on the category page. Normal ad, normal listing. You cannot do much over there. Generally, this was the first product from the Flipkart side on the ad ecosystem. It is still worth spending over there, because the intent, it will do an intent matching. But please also put some experiment budget on PCA. And see the result and try to balance between PLA and PCA, because as of now, our budget is like 50% on PLA and PCA. Although we have started on the lower side, but we have gradually increased it because we are seeing decent results on PCA as well. With respect to the lower funnel, you might see a lower CTR, but when you're seeing the conversion percentage and your ROAS, those are looking quite good and quite healthy for PCA ads. Okay. The last thing is that there are other properties also that you can buy. So this is the fourth point we are covering, and then we are left with the last 3 points. So see again, during the sale time, your category manager might ask you that you can go ahead and buy some banners. This I will only suggest if you are at a certain scale, you can try it out. Generally, the buying will be CPM over there. You cannot expect a very sales driven so you cannot expect a sales driven campaign from all these buying. These are primarily for awareness, and try to build a new set of audience which you have not or never going to capture from all the efforts that you're doing on the Amazon ad side with respect to sponsored brand, sponsored product and all. Here also, you can get certain niche categories, niche cohorts. You can ask them that I want just these kind of people who are in, let's say, furniture category, or in this kind of a category. And let's say if you have some 5 lakh, 10 lakh of a budget, try it out. And later on, you can also use this audiences which you are capturing for the retargeting piece. But it will give you a long-term benefit, because you're reaching to a new set of customer, but only advisable when you are at a certain scale, when you have that kind of a disposable budget to put in this kind of a category, because it generally helps. But so it won't give you a lower ROI, but in your overall funnel, you will be at a break even with respect to what you were doing previously, and even with this impact. But there are very high chances that you will also see incremental results if you're doing the DSP based campaigns, or the CPM buyings during the sale time. So this is the last piece on the media buying and everything. Now, how to plan? Again, I'm just revisiting. Check the demand, check the targeting, whatever I talked about. We should have the clarity with respect to the structure of the campaign and the objective that I just explained even during our questionnaire, that the hero product, hero category should have always the higher budget. It should be a separate campaign. Your brand keyword should be separate, and your essence, the top essence should be separate. Bidding, again, important. Go with down bid first, and then check for the keyword. Again, go with your exact and phrase match, and then go with any other kind of a keyword type. And this is one of the media mix that I generally follow, which is my 60-20-20 rule. 60% of my budget always go on high and medium intent kind of a keywords for my brand and category, 20% on the retargeting, and 20% of my budget is experiment. Again, there is no hard bound. You can again vary it, but generally the mix should be like this. It should not be like very much experiment focused, very much retargeting focused. And again, for the majority of your budget, ideally it should go on those products where you are seeing a higher conversion percentages. Key KPIs perspective, I'm not very sure what agency are reporting to you, but for the sponsored product, check the ACOS, check the impression share, check the SOV. SOV I'll talk about in the pie reports. This SOV is primarily your share of voice. Whatever spends you're doing, where exactly you are, this SOV will help you out in understanding that how much room is still there in order to spend or in order to capture that market. With respect to sponsored brand and display, you also have to check also to track the new to brand, which is NTV, along with your ACOS and SOV. So new to brand, why it is important? Because when you're doing a sponsored brand and sponsored display video, the key parameter for those kind of campaign is primarily the awareness, and you are going in front of those new users who are into the market and who have not tried your brand. So also track this new to brand ratio, how it is improving, because generally this sponsored brand and display will help you in getting the new users to your funnel. And in the last, I've also mentioned in overall, in the bold, which is overall ROI. So whatever you are spending X money on your marketplace campaigns, you will get something organically as well. And again, you are going to get inorganically with your efforts, right? Put a final number saying that, okay, I've spent X money, which is let's say 1 lakh or 2 lakh, and I got, let's say 10 lakh of revenue. Check this trend month on month. If you're spending something higher, how this trend is moving. Let's say if you have spent 15 lakh, is the revenue still at 10 lakh, or the revenue has grown, let's say by 20 lakh. And again, put a cap or measure it month on month, the trends with respect to your ROI and ACOS at an overall level as well, so that you are not making any mistake when you are increasing your spends on the marketing side. And this is a very, very important point. I would please request each of the brand owners who are over here to track this metric very closely, because otherwise you will be never be able to understand that what is happening at an overall level, right? So your agency or your internal team will report that, okay, I'm getting a very good ACOS, let me increase my money further on this brand campaign. But if it is not helping you in acquiring getting you the incremental revenue that you've achieved last time at an overall level, then all those efforts are not making sense. So put that check. That is the first check. And it should also flow on your weekly reports, on your daily reports, at least on your weekly and on your monthly reports, so that you will know that, okay, if you're spending something higher, what is that incrementality you are getting at an overall level. Okay. Yeah, now I would like, because we have just half an hour, I would like to cover these 4 important pie reports, and let me see if we have some time in the end, then I'll try to take those questions. Okay. I'm not very sure how many of you guys are using the Amazon pie reports, because this is not something you will get directly on day one. If you're getting it, then it's great. Otherwise, I would request you guys to go back to the Amazon category managers or the account managers to enable it for you. And this is a separate reports which will give you a great amount of understanding with respect to your organic, with respect to your paid, where you are and what other things that you can do on the paid side as well as on the organic side. So there are multiple reports. You might get confused the moment you will get the pie report access, but I will request you to focus primarily on the 4 reports, which is first your search performance report, second is your product landscape report, third is your audience planning insights, and fourth is your purchase report, which will help you in understanding the price distribution and the customer profiling. Okay. Same. Excuse me for a moment. So even Flipkart is also working on creating those kind of a report. They are in very early stage. You can get a beta report for your Flipkart brand insights report, which can give you again some sort of understanding, but not in very depth. And just 1-2 key callouts. This data is generally 2 to 4 days delayed, so you will not get the data in real time. And again, check the data at different categories, because there are multiple filters which are available when you're looking for these reports, right? So just don't check it at an overall level, saying that, okay, this is my brand, and I'm just seeing certain insights and all. Put a very category specific and subcategory specific filter. Then your data will be refined in a lot, in a more better way, rather than just seeing it at an overall level, right? So put that filter and then start comparing that where you are and what you can do. So let's start with the first report, which is your search performance report, which can help you in getting the share of voice. The key element, basically you will get the SOV for your advertisement, and the data is available at keyword type, first page versus overall. Even in the keyword, you can get the data at branded, competitor, generic. What is your first page versus overall, in the ecosystem where you are there. As I mentioned, first page is the key thing. So you can again compare that. If you're on first page, are you at 80%, 90% compared to overall, right? So that will give you that insight. And sponsored product versus sponsored brand, how exactly these two are varying and going. Okay. A single view glance for your organic versus paid performances, and understanding the top keywords for your category competitors. You can also get a list. So in my first slide, when I talked about the demand, right, I've also mentioned pi, right? That pi can also help you in understanding the top keywords for your category and the competitor. So you can get a list. This is again not very proper, because you will get a range of volume which can say about 100 to 500k or something like that. But it will give you a decent understanding that this is my top keyword, and this should be in my campaign or in my ad group, right? So again, this triangulation as a marketer you have to do, because there is no straightforward way, but at least you are getting something and you can try to use it as much as you can, right? And quickly show you the different kind of reports and the format of those, so that you can understand that how to use it. As I mentioned, the first report is it about your SOBs. So I put the filter advertising SOB only for the first page of search. It can help you in understanding where you are with respect to your spends, what is the competitor average, and then you can understand what is the room available, right? And where basically it will try to help you in understanding that, okay, if I have to go further, how max I can do, what max I can do, right? This is for all the keywords. You can also see that there are different types of filters that you can put for your branded keywords, for your competitor keywords, and for the generic keywords. So let's say if you're very new into the system and you are just doing branded, this can again help you in understanding that where are you with respect to your branded keywords, right? Because competitors are also might be bidding on your branded keywords as well, right? So you can again understand that where the competitors are going with your branded keywords and where you are. And at least for your branded keywords, you would like to have a higher percentage with respect to the competitor, right? So that at least you are saying that, okay, I am doing the best on my branded keywords, right? So yeah, and I think on the right hand side you can see the list of keywords. So this is primarily I was talking about that. Here you can get the top category keywords. It will give you a range, right? It will not give you the exact number, which is, let's say, your 10k to 50k, 10k to again 50k. So this range will define you that, okay, these are the high intent keywords where the most of the searches are happening. And again, you can try to see whether you would like to add or not. You can define that at a different segments, top category, top branded, and this will give you a list of new set of keywords as well. So let's say from your understanding, you've just added 5 branded keywords, but what users are searching, you might get, let's say, 10 more new keywords from the top branded keyword segment. And same applies for your top competitor keywords, top generic keywords, movers and shakers and everything. So again, check this 10 for 7 days, 15 days, 30 days. If you're taking 30 days, you might get a more rich data. If you just would like to understand the very early trends, then you can go with 7 days. So again, that is totally depending upon you what kind of days filter you're looking for. But this list is again very important. Most of the marketers are not using this list, and hence they don't know that what are the top key keywords where they should go and target on the keyword side. So just check this. This is again very important. And the last thing I was talking about, that where you can get a overall view that, okay, what is the organic SOV, what is the advertisement SOV for your branded, for your competitor, for your generic keywords. This is one single view to understand what is happening in the system when you're putting certain spends on certain set of keywords. And this is again day wise, right? So let's say you are at a 10% on your branded and you're not putting any advertisement spends on the branded. So this will give you one understanding that, okay, where it is happening. Competitor, let's say you are organically, you are not coming, and hence you have to put some budget, right? So basically this will help you in defining that, okay, let's say you are starting from zero, right? You know that, okay, what is the current base? So your branded are giving you certain percentages, competitor zero, generic minimal, and then all averages again minimal, right? So now you can start defining that, okay, where I have to max it out. Is it branded? Sometimes it happens that even on the branded, your organic SOV is very low. So that will give you a understanding that, yes, this is the first thing I should go and start with. And then you can take a call with generic and competitor accordingly, right? So this is the first report, which is about your search keyword report. Very, very important on three things to understand with respect to SOV, where you are, with respect to the top keywords, so that you can add it again in your campaigns, and with respect to your organic and advertisement SOV, and define your budgets on those segments where your organic SOV is very poor, so that at least with the advertisement SOV, you can try to capture that market. Okay, now coming to the second report, which is your product glance view report. Here, your major key elements are index product page details view. So I think let me just show you the reports directly that can help you, right? So in the first report, right, you will understand that. So this is, again, I think just to simplify, product glance view report basically means that how many people are viewing your product pages, right? And with respect to competition, where you are basically with respect to category average and all those things, right? How many ads driven page views you are getting, your brand share on that. And this is very important, the fourth point, which is your new to brand customer. So this will again give you that how many new customers are coming on your page and viewing it, and the top competitor brands also it will give you. Okay, so this is how it will give you that this is the competitor average with respect to the page views, and here is your ranking with respect to page views. And then you can take a call that, okay, if I am at a lower side, I need to spend more money to get that share of category glance views. This again give you the percentages on day basis if you are spending anything higher. So sometimes it happens, right, that you're not getting the sales, right? But not getting the sales doesn't mean that there can be a challenge in the funnel itself, right? So you've started putting money, but people are coming, clicking on it, but they are not somehow able to check your product pages. There can be a glitch. So this can also help you in understanding, okay, if I've spent higher, whether I have received the higher page views or not, right? So this percentage can again help you in understanding that. And if there is any glitch, you can again go back to your category manager and asking that, okay, I'm seeing this, challenges with respect to the data. Can you help me if there is any challenges with my page that is getting, uploaded on the Amazon side or on the Flipkart side, right? And this is at an brand share level, basically that how many people who are searching from your brand and then coming to your page views. And this is from the advertising. So both of these views will help you in understanding if there are any challenges with respect to the pages, uploading and, getting posted on Amazon. And if there is any challenge with respect to people who are coming and, spending some time on that page. This is again important, new to brand. So if you're spending something, you can understand that, okay, what is the competitor average for the new to brand, and how many new users you are getting on your page with respect to your ad driven and at an overall level, both. Okay. I found this purchase report very relevant for me, because otherwise it's very difficult to understand what kind of customers are coming and buying products. So this will give me some understanding about my customer profiling, which can definitely go back and help me in defining a media mix on other channels. For example, if I know that, okay, these are certain traits, can I use these traits, let's say on Google and Facebook, and try to see whether this is helping me in some way in increasing my sales, right? And the second part of this report is the purchase distribution, which basically helps you understand that, okay, if there is you are in a category and that category has, let's say, a range of, basically the cost of your product will be in a certain range, let's say from 1,000 to 5,000. Where are you? Where you are dominating, where your competitors are dominating, and for what right price you are seeing the maximum people who are in that segment, right? So this will again help you in determining the right price for your product. So let's say if maximum of the people are buying in a segment of 2,000 to 5,000 range, and you are higher in 1,000, right? So you can also try to increase your price and, put your price in that segment by adding, let's say, anything additional on your product and try to capture that market. Or it can be vice versa. Let's say you are operating on a segment which is on a higher side, whereas most of the competition are on a lower side. Then again, you can try to see that, okay, how I can shift my product in that category. Sorry, in that segment. So this is the first graph I was talking about the price distribution. It will give you that entire range and the percentages of units sold in that entire range. And you can again see that where I am, where is the competitor, and where I need to improve my pricing, or let's say launching a new segment or a new category, sorry, a new subcategory in that segment, so that I can also capture that price range. And primarily the, your demographics, you will understand that, okay, age group, male female wise, right, their monthly average. So again, if you know that, okay, this is a product for a common man, is this the right segment I'm hitting? Am I getting the right set of users for my product, or do I need to make some changes? And it will also help you in understanding that, okay, what are the top brands which are viewed, purchased, and the top categories which are viewed and purchased for the users who are coming and buying my product. And again, this can help you in either running those campaign on those kind of a product, or maybe doing certain kind of a tie-up for those for your product, basically, right? So you know that, okay, there is a intent, or there is a correlation that, okay, if I'm selling a product, this person is also having a high intent for a boat kind of a product, or for a, let's say, a mobile kind of a category. Again, you might feel few things very common, that, okay, mobile to hoga hi, boat to hoga hi, because these are the top brand. But look for certain outliers, saying that, okay, this is something very unique, which you have never expected, and then you can try to do some kind of a collaboration, or some kind of a, even a competition bidding on those kind of keywords or categories, basically. Okay, cool. The last report is audience planning insight report. Here, so this report primarily helps you in understanding what kind of the top audience which has the highest affinity for your product or category can be used in two ways, either in your product display campaign for the new audience segment, or also on your top of the funnel campaign where you are going for a CPM buying, right? So use this data primarily for those two things. Otherwise, it's not that important if you're not planning for any top of the funnel or your sponsored, your product display campaigns. So once you are in this report, you will get top affinity, and you will understand, okay, what are these top affinity, what is the audience segment size, organically how many people are coming, advertising wise how many people are coming for your own brand, right? And there is a button for download that. Once you're downloading, you will get the understanding of all these different affinity category and the relevance with respect to your category, right? Whether this is good, bad, better, and what is the volume which is available. So let's say for subcategory kurta, which is in apparel, this has a very good high relevance. I might have searched something related to home and all, so that's why this is coming. And let's say the search volume is in the range of 2 to 5 million, and organically ad wise I'm not present. So you can look out for certain cohorts from this particular report, and then try to run your product display or your top of the funnel campaigns. You will also get an understanding that how many people you, what is the audience size you are going to target, and whether this will be helpful or not helpful. So yes, this is the last pie report from Amazon. Before coming to the questions, I would just like to cover the last report, which is the Flipkart Brand Insight report, which is very new. They're just building this in beta again. You can ask your account manager, category manager to enable this for you. Primarily what you will get: insights on awareness, consideration, and purchase, some benchmarks with respect to your competitors, and again, some demographic level data as well. And it will also give you a funnel data, which will help you in understanding that, okay, these are the total impressions that you got from certain campaign or organically, and then what is the funnel look like, that how many page views, how many clicks, and how many purchase you're getting, and where exactly you need to improve. Is it top of the funnel problem, or the CVR problem, or the page views problem? So quickly just sharing those views with you. This is the first report where you will get a share of voice for your brand. And you will understand, okay, where I am. So if you're increasing money, you will see some fluctuations on a week on week. This is again available at a weekly and at a monthly basis. And you can see, okay, where you are trending. If you're increasing your money, either your brand is going higher or not. very high level. You won't get any further things apart from that, but at least you have that understanding that where you are. It again won't reveal the name of the brands, but tentatively, if you know, if you're following or if you're monitoring or measuring the top 20 brands, you will understand that, okay, what is brand 1, 2, 3 in this segment. Again, this is demographic. You can understand location wise where the majority of the sales are coming, age, their RFM segment, right? Where they are basically. RFM basically means recency, frequency, and monetization. So if platinum basically means that these are the high recent user, highly frequent and highly monetized user. So basically this is the best segment for you. And if you are good in platinum, that means that everything is going good for your brand. For otherwise, you need to try that how you can capture this RFM segment. And this is what I was talking about with respect to the funnel, where you can have your page views, your add to cart, and finally units sold. And if you're seeing the drop-offs are higher at certain segment, then you can take a call that, okay, what needs to be addressed at that particular point. Yeah, I think last is the checklist, but now I can take a few questions.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure someone who hasn't asked, I want to give them a chance first. So Manjari,
Yeah.
you want to ask first?
Hey, you are on mute, Manjari.
Hey Sandesh, sorry, I was on mute. So first of all, thank you so much for sharing details. It's really helpful. We are a D2C platform selling pickles, papads made by rural women. What I want to understand, like since we are just starting fresh on our Amazon and Flipkart journey, like how would you recommend, how should I structure my team? What kind of key hires should I acquire? Or shall I go with the agency for some time and then build my in-house capabilities and things like that? How would you recommend in structuring the team, right, and building the capabilities there?
Got it. See, I would suggest not to hire a team to start with. Reason being that you are in a experimental mode, right? Once you will see certain traction, then maybe you can look for hiring someone internally, right, and take care of your products and everything. Why I'm suggesting agency to start with, because it's like a plug and play, right? If you're seeing good results, they can do all the initial heavy lifting for you, right? And once you are seeing that the results are good, promising, the only challenge with agency is that they might not know that, okay, what kind of business you are in, and those key business insights might be lacking when you're working with an agency, right? Because their main aim is to just to deliver, right? That, okay, you are looking for ACOS, I have delivered the ACOS for you, right? Might be not good for an overall level. So once you are seeing a decent results outcome from those campaigns which are driven through agency, you can look for hiring an in-house team, right? Gradually and start, transitioning that kind of a work. But I would also suggest to have an external consultant as well with respect to your agency, so that at least there is someone. So if you don't have that knowledge, or maybe you can go and learn about it and try to be that or play that part of a consultant to these agency, because they need that some kind of a hand holding as well. You cannot expect that you are just giving that budget and they will deliver the result. I think Soumya or someone in the cohort, she has also said that thing that I really respect that part, that she has done that. What basically she has done, that she has gone through the entire dashboard, and understand all the nitty gritties, that what can be done, what cannot be done, and then given then provided the control to the agency, right? So same approach you can take, learn about it, or maybe hire someone who have that understanding, so that there is a third party or you who are taking care of at least monitoring those things from an outer world as well, not just depending upon the agency.
Understood.
Entirely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then Saina then Sneha. Yeah. Questions.
Yeah. Hi, Sandesh. So
Hey, hi.
the question that I had that time was about keywords, and so for example, again, with our brand, which is into men's care, like the
Right.
face wash is our highest, selling product, hero product, and it's the most generic word that anyone will type. Like it's, for example, in Google, like people type like what are the top 10 best face washes for men. Similarly, on Amazon, we have seen that these are basic common search terms that people type, right? Face wash for men or vitamin C face wash for men, and you have most of the brands bidding on these. So how, as a small brand, how do you really work on these? Because the bid costs are high for these keywords. These are the keywords that bring in the maximum, page views for you. So
Right.
what would be your, suggestion of how do we, like, strategize in, bidding on these keywords? Are there timings that work well? Are there,
Yes.
uh, yeah, or at the same time, because everyone is targeting, everyone wants to put a video ad on these keywords. So how do you really work
Hmm.
on it?
Got it. I think very fair question, and important as well. Timings are important. I'll cover that in my checklist. So
Mhm.
maybe for your high intent keywords, which are high volume and high conversion, right? You can
Mhm.
try to put that budget in a certain timing sections, right? And again, you
Okay.
have to do it manually, because
Mhm.
there is no timing scheduling that is available currently on any of these platforms, Flipkart and Amazon, right?
Okay.
Again, from the pie report, try to check for the keywords which are in low search volume, but the ACOS still is again better for those keywords.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And try to start putting your budget on those first rather than going for high search volume, right?
Mhm.
Go for a niche segment and compete over there rather than, just playing with all the key stakeholders, which are, just
Mhm.
bidding crazy on those top high search key volumes. And Pi
Got it.
will definitely help you in understanding, because I've shown you that report, right, where you can
Yeah.
get top category, top competitor, top brand, right,
Mhm.
and figure it out. You can again get a range of the searches, and ACOS and all these things are also available. A tentative ACOS that you can get.
Okay.
Get those keywords, start running the campaigns on those on a complete evenly basis, like for the entire day, and then
Mhm.
see what is the performance. Don't bid for those if you don't have that much budget to start with.
Got it. Got it. And lastly, these spy reports that you mentioned, are these available to all the brands, or based irrespective of the volume of business they do on Amazon, or it is, like, do you need, like, to really get the category manager to give access to them?
Try it out. I think it is dependent or at a certain scale, but if
Okay.
you have good relationship, let's say if you're not getting the access, at least your category manager can download those reports for you and share it with you. So this is
Okay.
available for every brand, right? But
Mhm.
just to I think there are certain caps that they're putting just to share with whom or with not, right? So just check with your category manager, but this thing is available even for the brands who are very new. The manager can download and share that report with you.
Sure.
So the problem is with the awareness part,
Mhm.
right? So if you have that awareness, then basically you can have a proper discussions with your category manager, right?
True.
Because obviously it is an incremental load on their side as well, right?
Absolutely. I
So
think
so yeah,
before this session, I was not aware that there were five reports. Only the
I
brand
know,
insights
I
is
know,
what we were checking.
I understand.
So, yeah.
That's
And
why I think in this session I have tried to cover this pie report majorly,
no,
like
no,
half
really
half half
good.
an hour of this my
Thank,
session. Yeah.
thank you so much. And lastly, for the keywords, are there demographic classification that we can do
No.
when it comes? No,
Nothing,
nothing.
nothing. You
Okay.
cannot do anything. Yeah. Only you can use this data to optimize on, let's say, any of your Google and Facebook channel. So let's say
Mhm.
you are seeing that, okay, this demographic is helping me, this location is helping me, right?
Mhm.
And let's say you would like to run a specific campaign on your Google, Facebook for your own D2C, right?
Got it.
That you can do basically. So
Okay.
that is the only,
Only
you
benefit
use
out of
of
it.
this data. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much, Sandesh. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. Just for the interest of time, I want to make sure people who haven't asked for a chance. Kushbu, and then Himanshu. Yeah.
Hi, Sandesh. Thank you so much for the session. So we run this brand of sensory play kits for children. And since we're starting up, just wanted to understand, when you have a few orders only, say on a marketplace like Amazon, when you start up, then how do you increase your review rate inorganically? Because a 5% review rate will take you months. It will become a chicken and egg problem for you to kind of, build up the flywheel.
Right. No, so I think it's simple, right? Let's say, so are you also active on your D2C side, or it is just Amazon based?
On D2C side. And what we have seen is that when we nudge customers, they do write. In fact, just tell them to write, they will write because they
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
But on Amazon, we do not have a way to connect to customers, one because of FBA, and also on the products which are not on FBA, it is easy ship. They mask the customer details like email and the phone number.
Got it. Not on FB, why they're masking it? Generally, you'll get that information, right?
No, I think they've started this last year only.
Okay, this is very strange. Let me come back because even I think for Wakefit, we are not on FBA, but we were getting the details properly.
That is because of the self-ship model. Because of the heavy
Okay.
goods, maybe you do self-ship, and then there is something in
Okay,
between.
okay. Yeah, right. Could be. Yeah. It is a chicken egg problem. I understand. I agree. See, the way you have to crack it is, I think maybe, I think initially you just have to, wait for that kind of an influx. I think, people are talking about those inorganic things that, sending some referrals, sending, using some agency to, go to get those kind of a review for the initial part, right? And then build on top of it, right? Maybe I'll try to cover that, how to get more reviews, because even in the Arindram video, right, from the Atomwork, he has talked about to get those reviews. So it's a very detailed, a separate topic for 1 hour. But yes, I think that is the only way. Try to get some help from agency, or try to get put some freebies or something like that, so that you can get some additional reviews from your Amazon sale.
Okay. Okay. Thanks
Yeah.
for that.
Right.
Okay, Himanshu from Ayurveda.
So my question is that what are the kind of KPIs we should be having for a consultant? As you said, that an external consultant and an agency and a internal team, So what should be the kind of checklist we should be have for internal team, for an agency and a consultant?
Got it. See, consultant, I have only mentioned if you're working with an agency, right? Because you need someone who should have that kind of understanding to check whether the agency is doing the right work or not, right? With respect to the KPIs for an consultant, so consultant and agency is one model. Internal team, basically, if you're having an internal team, obviously you will hire someone at a senior level, at an execution level. So their KPIs and the consultant and agency KPIs are more or less same. Okay. So the consultant key factor is to understand what they are doing, whether the structure is correct or not, whether the kind of keywords they are using are correct or not, and reporting it back to you saying that yes, when I've gone through the structure, I found that maximum of your budget are going on the right set of keywords. And let's say, and again, so this is very qualitative. Okay, now coming to the quantitative part, you can put a framework saying that, okay, I need this understanding that, okay, create that framework saying that, okay, if these are the high intent keyword, what is that high intent keyword? What is that number? What is the month on month progress on those numbers? And numbers can be basically your key, basically your ACOS, your share of voice, and primarily that, the overall sale as well, right? Because that is also important. Key overall revenue, how it is growing. If I'm putting that, X money on that. That is the quantitative framework. Qualitatively, he will just go and check whether the structure is correct or not. So these are the key important KPIs for your consultant when he is working with an agency. And same applies to your internal team. And these are two different separate models. So if you have an internal team, you don't need, you can do a consultant also as well, but I don't think there is a need for that. But with an agency, yes, definitely are needed, because he's the one who can at least ensure that things are going fine. Or you can also play a consultant role, right? If you can just go through and learn about it, how marketplace works, because these are very common sense and logical questions that you can ask upfront, right? And with those basic questions only, you will find that there is a 50% improvement in the agency work. Otherwise, they will just do, the way they are operating.
Yeah, because general questions asked are, it's all about ACOS, what's the kind of ROS, that's a general question which are asked by any founder,
Right.
Yeah. So, but
yes,
if you
but
go to details, or as you just
so,
mentioned
so
about buy reports, it's a different world altogether.
Yes. And see, the next set of questions are also have covered, right? What is my structure? Have you put like brand, non-brand separately? What is my ASIN? What kind of negative keywords you're adding, right? So now I'm giving you the talking points as well, right? So you can just go and ask, okay. And when you will start asking, you can see the, efficiency improved by 50% definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I think the last two questions, so Sneha and then Soumya. Yeah. And then post that, I think Sandeep, you have a check. Go on, sorry. Yeah.
Hi, Sandesh. This has been a fabulous session. I just want to say that. Quickly want to ask, is that what is pre-booking inventory? Sorry, I don't.
Yeah. So basically, if let's say you have any sale coming on, either BBD or, Great India Festival sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
On these times, you can run a banner ads on different category and on home pages. It can be a small widget, a proper banner. So for that, you need to do a pre-book, because if you are late, then the CPMs will go just high, right? Because this is a very high competitive space. everyone would like to have that awareness thing.
Got
And
it.
these are just the banner ads basically, right? So you can go discuss with your category manager, pre-book that inventory before, right? It can be a 1 month pre-book as well. That you are, let's say the event is coming in the month of July or August, right? And you are booking itself in the month of June or July, saying that, yes, I would like to bid on that, right? And you might get a better rates, you might get a better control on the inventory if you're doing a pre-booking, because generally this happens at last minute. You know that, okay, I want to be there, I would like to show my ad over there, and the sale is coming, let's do it. So if you are just planning it in 7 days, one, the chances that you will get an inventory is very low,
Sure.
and the prices also may go up for those kind of inventory.
Okay. And what's a good ACOS for, say, my industry, which is like kids innerwear, kids clothes,
Okay, little difficult for
for
me to answer
Amazon?
right now. No,
Okay.
basically it's industry specific, right? So
Yeah.
I need to go back and check, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll let you know about that.
Okay.
But
Thank
generally,
you.
see the for the benchmark, you can see that, okay, whatever you're getting on your D2C, generally
Mm-hmm.
1.5 to 2x you can expect on your
Okay.
Amazon, right? So this
Okay.
is one factor you can look into, even if you're not
Sure.
knowing what is the industry benchmark. For industry benchmark, I can help you because I again have to go back and check with the category managers, or you can also do the same thing. Check with category managers. Category manager will give you two things. One is at a category level. Second, for the top 20 also, he can try to help
He
you
can
out
give
that
me.
what. So
Okay.
check. Yeah, those will be the right person.
Okay. Do you think FBA is better or dropship? I mean, like everybody is pushing us to do FBA, but I don't want to lose control over how my inventory, I don't want to block stock over there. So we don't do FBA at all.
Hmm. It's a business call, I would say, Sneha. I think
Okay.
it's not like nothing right or wrong, right? Just go and see wherever you are seeing the more benefit. Generally, FBA is little lower headache, right? Because when you're putting it, it's on Amazon, right? And they are controlling
Sure.
everything. If you would like
Sure.
to take that pain at your end, again, pros and cons are across, right? And again, you need to see that where it is getting balanced. So there is no right or wrong as such, as for me. Both the
Okay. And
strategies are
just
working fine.
one last question is, do you have any clue where we could, all of us, where we could, a good place for us to hire people for this, like in-house?
Okay, I would like to take it separately. Matlab,
Okay.
it's not very straightforward because
Sure.
a lot of people will claim that they have the decent understanding, but
Yeah.
I believe there is a lot of challenges. I do understand, because when I do hiring for myself as well, it's not very easy to find the right person.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, just so Soumya, I think Vansha, we haven't gotten you to ask. So Vansha, trying to go first, and then Soumya. Vansha,
Hi,
you're
hi,
unmute. Yeah.
Hey, hi,
hi,
Vansh. Yeah.
hi, Sandesh. So, I run a brand called Homemade Love with my sister, and we do pickles and chutneys. So, our general on Amazon, we do our maximum amount of sales, right? But there is a challenge that we are, or a dilemma that we are in. We moved to FBA about 6 months. We've seen a growth in sales overall. And one thing we've noticed is that customers across India are able to get same day delivery because we're in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, FBA. The challenge is that it's really eating into our margins, which is why we're planning to move back to self-ship. Do you think conversions will change because delivery timelines will not be same day anymore?
It will. So there is it's not like that, it will, so it totally depends that what is that delta you are adding in the delivery, right? So it doesn't matter if the delivery is changing by 1 or 2 days, right? So if you're delivering correctly in 1 day, with your self-ship, if you're able to maintain within 3 days, you won't see a very drastic change in your conversion percentage. But the moment it is going to 7 days or more, then you can definitely see a lower conversion percentage, and your conversion percentage will fall. Let's say if you're getting 2% currently or 3% currently, it will go down to, let's say, 33% of it, which is somewhere around 1%, right? So it is important. Delivery time is important, but a delta of 1 or 2 days are fine. And try to see if you can manage within that, even if you're looking for a self-ship, because obviously 1 day delivery is obviously preferable, but a user can wait for, even, a delta of 2 days as well. But if it is going beyond 7 days, where you will see a drastic change in your conversion percentage.
Got it. Thanks. So basically, you're saying if we can manage 2 days, it's fine to move from same day
2 to 3 days. Yeah, 2 to 3 days should be okay.
Because I'm like with Swiggy and Instamart and all, people want like 15 minutes. And I'm like, same day is the best Amazon is able to do. So I'm like, should we even jump out? But I understand.
Yeah, I think try it out, I would say, right? Let's say if you have a certain new category, maybe you can just put it on self-ship, right? Do that experiment internally, right? That, okay, majority hero product are going still with Amazon, right? And let's say if you're starting a new segment, or let's say in the existing segment with your own self-ship, right? See that thing, what is the drop in conversion percentage? Have the data and then take a call. Generally, as per my understanding, majorly there is a major drop if the delivery dates are more than 7 days kind of a thing. But if it is in a matter of 2 to 3 days, that should be okay, in my understanding.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I think you are in pickle and all, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that should be fine, I believe, because it is not a very people can wait at least for 1 or 2 days with a pickle kind of a thing, as per my understanding.
Thanks for that, Sandesh.
Cool.
So now we are obviously over time, but Soumya, quick question.
Yeah, I'll be really quick. So on our ads, right, like when we have some competitors who are perpetually running deals of the day, like they're perpetually on a 50% off. So even if you get the impressions, you're running the campaigns right, one of the feedbacks from the agency is that, they are almost half your price.
Right.
The price war on Amazon where it becomes, so obviously you can, and then the thing is, if you reduce it further, then we've already reduced it more than what we are on our own site, which has affected our own site. But the volumes make up for it. So you sort of feel like it's okay, the volumes are being made. But at what point do you sort of stop? Because you can't keep going down to that level, because these are heavily funded brands.
I understand.
And them to give I don't even understand that. Obviously, these are VC budgets that they are blasting off. So there has to be some cutoff somewhere, because not everyone's playing a valuation game. So so the thing is, how do you manage that? Okay. A very quick question is, I've seen these article insertions by these in the ads, right? When you search on a page, you have organic, sponsored, and then you have all of these affiliate marketing articles, which are very interesting. So and which have a ton of brands which are mentioned organically and written about by bloggers or whoever it is. So is there a way to sort of insert your products via Amazon into that affiliate marketing channel?
No, so I think that is even I have tried to look for that particular piece. That I would like to answer the affiliate part first, right? So it's not right now. I think it is driven by Amazon only, and I think it is totally depending upon the top 20 that they are seeing, right? Even when I've tried to look check out with my category manager, he has mentioned that there is no way you can do it inorganically. That you can insert your brand, and they are picking it and then they are writing it. But I believe soon they will going to start where you can have a mechanism to work with the category manager to start putting the affiliate articles on Amazon. I'll come back to you, or maybe, I can pass that information to Sharad and then he can help you whenever it is going to start. But as of now, it is very organic and totally depending upon the Amazon side. There is no way you can insert your brand and they're putting it on their own. So that is first thing. Second piece about the dealing part. Yes, I think this is a very common problem across. See, the best way is that again you can. So I think there is a way. It's not needed that you can run a deal for the entire duration, right? Just run the deal for, let's say, some time in the starting of the day or at the end of the day, right? Try to capture the demand during that time, and let's say for the other duration, just maintain your own prices, so that people who are coming, they can, even if they have the high intent, they will go and buy your product, right? So that is one way that even I have tried and see some balance with respect to my pricing and the volume, right? Because both are important to me. The second thing is that sometime when you hold that position, right, then you can control the pricing as well, right? So even in some of the cases, we have seen that I think just sharing an example of mattress, right? There are good amount of brand who are having a lot of money, right? and they can just, put a very low pricing on their product by doing the dealing, put the deal and everything, right? At a certain point, if you have trust on your quality, then you can keep the price same, right? And it's just a matter of fact that, after some time you will start seeing a higher sale even, and these guys will also increase their price because they cannot also operate, let's say, for a longer duration or at that deal price, right? So if you are holding your price for, let's say, a month or so, and doing certain sort of brand and storytelling, not about the pricing but about the quality of your product, saying that, okay, why me, and running those, let's say, sponsored video ads, and then nurturing that, okay, now it's not the game of price, right? You will eventually see that those deals will definitely go off. I have personally experienced that, where the competitors were very aggressive, putting a lot of deal on the brands. And if we are holding our money, and if you're holding a price, and if you're creating that storytelling, eventually those deals were also off on those sites. So you can try and look for that approach as well, but it is not very straightforward. You have to be very patient, and again, be very dynamic in that sense, that if nothing is happening and you are losing on your sale, go back to that thing. So you have to be open with all that, whenever you're doing such kind of an experiment, open with all those things. It's not like very straightforward. If I'm saying that it will happen, it's not like that, but you will I have seen 10% in a case of 10%, there are chances that you can still see a success over there. 10 to 20% types.
Okay, do let us know about the
Perfect.
stuff.
I'll do. Yeah, I think just last slide, Sharad,
Okay,
before
great.
we are dropping.
So yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and maybe then you can take it up. So just a quick checklist for all of you guys. Again, I think I've talked a lot about multiple things, just covering the last 30 key insights points that I've covered. Check the market size, segment your keywords properly, keep a tab on your ACOS at an overall level as well. Track impression share, NTB, SOV. These are just the new parameters that Amazon or Flipkart. I think Amazon has started putting in the reports and across. Pie report is again very important for decision making. If you don't have, get the access. Otherwise, please ask your category manager to provide the reports. Now, this is a point where I think the timing plays an important role. The sixth point: try to spend 60% of your budget in the morning time, which is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and the 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., which is the night time. Even if you can go and check your seller central, you will find higher peaks during these times. So this is the best time to at least spend your budget. If you're spending your budget majorly in any other time zone, you might not see a better ACOS or something like that. So it is very manual, but try to see if you can manage it with your agency and allocate your budget accordingly. Allocate again higher budget during the weekends. So it should not be like that, okay, you have 10,000 budget and you're just spending equally on all the days. Put higher on weekends, lower on weekdays. This will again help you in optimizing the campaigns better on your Amazon and Flipkart site. Start with phrase exact, downbid always, and again, if there is a sale and if you would like to participate and if you would like to increase your performance budget, do it at least 2 to 3 days before, because there is a learning period. If you are increasing your budgets by more than 50%, you might not be able to spend on the day of the sale. Very, very important. If you are looking to increase the budget by more than 50%, please plan it beforehand, minimum 2 to 3 days before. Then only you will see a incremental spends on the day of sale. And again, push your deals and your higher discount products or essence on the, I think it's very common sense based, but at least if you're not doing it, then put that. Focus on generating good reviews. I think it's itself a very separate topic to cover, but again, invest initially because on the later part, it will definitely help you in getting better ACOS. And yeah, keep looking for new things and experiments. So just a precise checklist that you need to do. And the talk points I've already given to you. Even if you're working with your internal team, with your agency, please go back and check and try to get the efficiency from the marketplace ads.
Okay, perfect, Sandesh. Thank you so much. I just want to sort of also say thank you, but maybe I think Divya can also share that because she's sort of wrote me to in a private message. Divya, you want to ask a quick question if you have one, and then just say thanks. And meanwhile, Jacqueline, yeah, can you set that? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sandesh. Amazing session. I just wanted to quickly ask that the conversion rate that you had mentioned about it being lower after, if there is a span of 7 days, we are a precious silver jewelry brand and we manufacture in-house. But if you see, usually the precious silver jewelry brands, you would see that, they usually follow a zero inventory model because of the metal price and all of that. Do you think it kind of makes sense for us to kind of do that? Because we keep the bestsellers semi-ready, but it still usually takes approximately a little more than 8-9 days to dispatch.
So your question is basically,
so for Amazon, should we keep 7 days, or you're not suggesting 7 days at all?
no, it's okay. No, it's totally depend upon the type of category, right? Even
Okay.
for mattress, we are selling in 7 days only, right? So it depends, right? So even for the custom product, it is more than 7 days as well. So see, I think the other brand was in pickle, right? So pickle, you cannot, wait for, anything more than 7-8 days, because the kind of market right now it is, you can get it in 15 minutes as well, right? So
we are dealing with a 0.5% conversion rate though, so that's pretty
that
less.
should be okay. Acha, okay. But I think you can just check with your category manager where is the category conversion percentage is, right? And that will help you in understanding. But I don't think 7 days is a lot of time. It is decent for this kind of industry. What and have you checked your competitors? What generally their days are?
So because our average order value is a little higher than theirs, and they are selling the range of say 900 to 1000. So I'm not able to compare perfectly, but we are in the range of 4300 and higher. So I'm not able to compare, but when I do compare to say gold jewelry brands, but their AOV is even higher.
Got it.
They usually dispatch in say Bluestone, Carrot Lane, and all of these people, they dispatch in around 10 days, 15 days.
Then it should be okay. Yeah, then it should be okay. Yeah, but I think just check your category conversion rate. Again, check with so you are now saying that, okay, there is a brand like Bluestone and all, which are dealing in gold, right? Check their conversion rate as well, right? So you will be in a comfortable state saying that, okay, this 4 or 5% is good for me or not, right? So check lower, check higher, and then benchmark yourself. I think that is the best way to go ahead.
Correct. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. On that note, I hope this session was an eye opener for many of us. If you realize why there's one best friend of yours, it probably is your category manager at your marketplace. To sort of open up a lot of access for you. And when we do the session with Sandesh, everyone discovers Amazon Prime, everyone discovers the reports which you have at your hand, which otherwise you don't. So the one thing I want to sort of take away is thank you, Sandesh, for giving us a lot of clarity on scaling on marketplaces, how marketplaces are different than scaling on your own website, how you can run ads on marketplaces much more effectively. And for a lot of questions we have noticed, which were around reviews and building organic listing, again, I also recommend go check out the Arindam video, which you can have a broader perspective from the flywheel side. And on that note, Jackie, can we have our music and everyone turns on the video? Sandesh, you remember this good drill, you can join us. We put our hands in front and we do a countdown between 3 to 1 and then we go to Go Team. Ready? So on videos, hands in front. Himanshu, you can join us. Ready? 3, 2, 1, Go Team.